What's good, everyone? Night Cage here. Well, I'm back. Wow. Been gone for 8 long months, but there has been a reason for it. I told you guys back in September that I was planning something big. And Plague Win and I, loving campaigns so much, we felt like there is so much missing from our campaign experience that we wanted to go out and do something really special, especially for the 2 particular legions that we like, the Death Guard and, of course, in my case, the World Eaters. However, I was presented with some issues that made it very, very difficult. And I would love for you guys to post your comments down below and kind of help me out here. But fluff-wise, I was presented with some issues that made it very difficult for me to do what I wanted to do. And that was, I wanted to field a World Eaters Legion, a post-heresy World Eaters Legion, where Angron and his legion has not broken apart into these mini war bands where essentially the World Eaters Legion no longer exists anymore. So one of the questions that I had to ask myself is, what has Angron as a Demon Primarch been doing all of this time, and why does he no longer care about his legion? And as I started doing more research, and I've been playing World Eaters, in particular World Eaters, since 1996. And one of the biggest issues in the fluff that makes it different from all of the other legions is that there are some holes that need to be filled. And I started feeling like, as I've waited for over 20 years, I've started to feel like GW is not going to they're not going to address those issues. So I decided that I would address the issues myself, along with a little creativity. This project has really turned into a labor of love. I'm getting around to it, guys. So what I ended up doing was writing my own codex for my legion. And my legion is 100% dedicated to Angron only, right? Which I call the Chosen of Angron Infernal Legion, right? Which you can see here. This is my codex. Almost an entire year of writing and playtesting and writing and playtesting and criticism after criticism after criticism and back to the drawing board and playtesting. However, this was not intended and is not intended. And I have no interest, I'm gonna say that too, in like trying to write a codex that will play in tournaments, because I'm not interested in the competitive aspect of Warhammer more than I am interested in telling the story and enjoying the story. So this is a very, very, very fluffy codex, and it is quite unique. And over the next coming weeks, I'm going to be breaking this codex down and introducing this codex to you guys, because Plague Win and I are planning several huge campaigns. And so both of us, and he's also done one for Motorian as well. Now, what I find is really strange is I finished this codex a few weeks back, like early January, around the 1st of January, and then we find that the Traitor Legions book comes out with the World Eaters in it. Of course, no Angron, but the World Eaters in it. And so so here's the issue. Let me go this way first. So here's the issue that needed to be addressed. So the biggest issue that needed to be addressed was the situation with the Battle of Scalatrax, right? Where the World Eaters, apparently the World Eaters Legion is effectively destroyed as Karn the Betrayer goes on his rampage and basically destroys the Legion. After this, the commanders of the World Eaters Legion no longer trust Karn. And this, with them not having Angron there to lead them, because now as a demon primarch, Angron is more concerned about his demonic legion and pays less attention to his World Eaters up until the battle for Armageddon, where Angron attempts to reassemble his World Eaters Legion as he attacks Armageddon. And he calls forth all of his commanders and thousands of World Eaters under his banner to come back to attack Armageddon. And they do this in great fashion. However, guess who doesn't show up to the battle? That's right, Karn the Betrayer doesn't show up to the battle. Then Angron is banished, of course, and the Legion is thrown into disarray. And now the Legion functions as smaller war bands, functioning like in units of groups of 100 to groups of 1,000, but in pieces. So essentially, the World Eaters is no more. The World Eaters at this stage is effectively destroyed. And so that presented a problem because I wanted to do a legion that is loyal and specific to Angron. So then the question is, if the World Eaters Legion is effectively destroyed, well, how does Angron have a legion now? Well, what do? Right? Do you just field an all Khorne Demons army? Right? Well, that's not a legion. That's a war host. So how does Angron get his legion back? So I set out to write a story about the commanders of the World Eaters Legion that never lost their connection to Angron. They maintained their loyalty to Angron even in his banishment. And this small group of individuals maintained a working order of the original World Eaters Legion, and they continued to function together. And after Angron's banishment comes to a close, these lords reconnect with Angron, and they set out to start rebuilding the Legion. And that is effectively renamed the Chosen of Angron Infernal Legion. That is the premise of the Chosen of Angron. So basically, the praetors and captains who maintained their loyalty to Angron, these individuals, as best they could, managed to keep the Legion together. And they continued to function in Angron's absence. And now, with the coming together of the Storm of Cadia, these individuals now have come together, and the Legion has been reforged. So, under a new banner. So, I'm going to end this video here, because this was really just a kind of an introduction. And in my next video, I'm going to go through the history of the Infernal Legion, which I've created. And then I'm going to show you guys the Legion infrastructure, the way the Legion command structure is set up. And it is really, really good. I'm really excited about this work. So I'll get back to you guys. Peace.